Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Rennie. I am the founder of The Light Heals. I am a multidimensional channel and quantum new earth mentor. I am also a psychic medium, healer, Akashic records reader, and beyond quantum healing practitioner. And so I have had my gifts wide open my entire life, and I have been able to see, sense, and know things before they've happened throughout my entire life. Um, my full mission is to lead the ascension of humanity and Earth and to awaken the new Earth leaders to architect the new Earth. And so, what does that all mean? Basically, I'm here to clear all the programming from the 3D matrix that is in total collapse at this time. Um, Today is July 6, 2026. Um, we are in the middle of anchoring into the new Earth. We birthed New Earth on February 20th, 2026. And so the last few months we have been in this energy of acclimating to the new frequency. And some of you may feel like you don't know what is going on. You are not sure of all of the new frequencies and the fact that the matrix is in collapse, all of the programming that we have been brought up in is no longer there. And so we've been looking for evidence of how to move forward by looking to the past. And that is just not how we need to move forward. So know that we are now in a new consciousness and the earth has ascended into a new density. And so most of us have awakened. And I'm going to talk about the shifts that are happening within this month because this is a pivotal month for all of us. Everything is going to shift this month. And there are so many people who have been asking, well, what is going to happen with the world leaders and all of that kind of thing? I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into the energies. I may do some channeling. So when I say that I'm a multidimensional channel, think of Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham Hicks, or Daryl Inca, who channels Bashar. That is what I do. I go into a trance. I bring through higher dimensional beings that would like to speak to us, who have information for us. But I'm like satellite radio. And so I can tune into many different frequencies and many different light councils. So um, right now we're in the Syrian Gateway portal. Tomorrow is the 7/7 portal. The Syrian Light Council, I have communicated with them before, whether it is the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the I am a channel for so many, the Lyrans, the Lemurians, the Atlanteans, Mama Earth herself. I can channel planets. I can channel um, our ancestors. I am Cherokee and Pawnee, so I work with my indigenous ancestors a lot as well. And so I bring through whatever is needed in the collective at this time. And so right now we are in this huge shift in our collective awareness. And so I just want to bring through some of that information. So when I say this month is transformational, it is extremely transformational. We had the Uranus-Mars conjunction over the weekend. We have the Bar Bolts basket happening July 15th through July 24th. And this is like once in every 1,000+ years that happens. We have Neptune going retrograde tomorrow. Like I said, we're in the Syrian portal. The nodes are going to shift into Aquarius, North Node, and South Node, Leo. We are currently experiencing Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Saturn is going to go retrograde on Galactic New Year. For those of you that don't know, Galactic New Year is July 26th. That is based on the 13-month calendar. It is the day out of time. That is also the beginning of the Lionsgate portal, which goes from July 26th, peaks on August 8th, and closes on August 12th, when we have the solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. We also have the lunar eclipse happening in August. So all of that is happening. And that's the astrological aspects. I am not an astrologist. I don't have that much information around this. I do have a friend, Celeste at Celeste at, sorry, Astrology by Celeste. And if you would like to follow her, she has lots and lots of information for you. Um, so with all of that happening, we have so much shifting that is happening. We're moving out of the old ways, out of the matrix, out of the conditioning and the program that has kept us small and out of our own sovereignty. So, with all of the programming of the 3D matrix, we have been taught that our power is outside of us, ourselves, that we need to seek validation outside, that there is no one here, or let me rephrase that. Um, and apologies, most of the time I'm channeling, and so it's not always a straight line in this information. So just bear with me as I go through this because there's just so much information. Okay, so we are now realizing that as the matrix collapses, that the answers were never outside of ourselves. Our power was not outside of ourselves. We are here to remember the truth of who we are as sovereign beings of light. We are souls having a human experience. We are not humans having a soul experience, you know. So we incarnate in physical bodies to get around this realm, but we are also going to leave these physical forms behind. We want to take excellent care of our physical form while we're here because it is the vehicle we've chosen to get around this incarnation. And so, one of the things that my guides had brought through is they would really like for you to start working on clearing your channel. We are all blessed with spiritual gifts. A lot of us just have them covered up. We're not used to tapping into them. I have clients all the time come to me and say, I don't have any spiritual gifts. And then they start telling me how they talked to their grandma that passed away when they were 3 years old, or they just know that certain things are going to happen. And I'm like, those are spiritual gifts. And so the way that we tap more fully into them is we clear our channel. One of the things that my guides have been very clear about is to turn off the news. There is, it doesn't matter what channel you're watching, there is the same programming that is coming through the news. And it is to keep us out of our power, to keep us in fear, to keep us from knowing that everything is going to be okay. It is disempowering and it is keeping us in separation and division. And so the news that you need to know will find you if you're not watching it. Okay. So that's your first assignment. Turn off the news. Okay. Now, the next thing is you want to stay hydrated. We have been having tons of solar storms, and the solar storms are bringing in higher vibrational frequencies. We are being completely overhauled right now. We are being upgraded. Our nervous systems are being upgraded from 3D nervous system to 5D nervous system. Our brains are being rewired. We are having our DNA activated. We are just completely and utterly being upgraded. And this has been going on for a long time, but it has been expedited, if you will. And so you may be feeling a lot of ascension symptoms. And ascension symptoms can make you feel like you're sick, but you're not actually sick. You might be having sinus pressure, um, migraines, headaches. You might be extremely thirsty or hungry or not have an appetite. You might be really exhausted. These are all ways that your physical form is processing this information. And so, as we are acclimating to these higher frequencies, our bodies are needing to be recalibrated. And so, they need extra care right now. So, hydrating with electrolytes is going to be really key for you. You also want to make sure that you are spending time in nature. Spend 5 minutes in the direct sunshine every day to activate your light codes. This also builds your vitamin D as well. And 5 minutes isn't going to do any damage, but it is to help awaken your light codes. And light codes are just, um, we'll explain it as a frequency that raises your vibration. And so we are all being asked to raise our vibration right now. And by clearing our channel, that is part of raising the vibration. Okay. And so take a walk in nature. Nature is so healing. And if you are feeling extra emotional, you can run your hands under running water. You can get into the shower. You can go into the ocean. You can go into a river. It doesn't matter the body of water. You can be near the water too. And it's going to help clear the emotions out of your body. Okay. So, um, also, start paying attention to the foods that you're putting into your body. How are they making you feel after you eat them? I have multiple clients that I've been talking to recently who have been able to have a drink of alcohol here and there, no problem. And now all of a sudden their bodies are no longer tolerating alcohol. And it's because as our vibration rises, our frequency shifts and there's no longer an energetic match to those lower vibrational frequencies. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a drink from time to time. I'm not saying that you can't have a beverage. It is more about fine tuning your frequency. So, part of the 3D matrix was to promote like having a drink to take the edge off, to you've heard the drown your sorrows and all that kind of energy. It's to dampen your vibration and to keep you out of your power and to keep you from living the life that you're here to live. Okay. And so, whether it was drugs, alcohol, smoking, whatever it was all to dampen your frequency. Now we're moving out of that frequency, out of the 3D matrix that has kept us dampened, and we're rising into our own personal power, into our sovereignty. We're returning to oneness. So we've been in the matrix, which has kept us separated for so long. Think of with religion, you had to go to a priest or a pastor or whoever to, confess your sins, to get your messages to God, source, universe. It doesn't matter what word you use, it's all the same. There is the creator of all. Um, and so there has always been that. And now we're realizing that we never had to go through that. We are source, we are fractals of source. We do not need an intermediary to get there. And so, um, as we continue to rise in our frequencies, you're going to see that less and less people are turning to alcohol, that less and less people are turning to drugs, less and less people are choosing to smoke, because that's lowering the vibration and our bodies are starting to reject that lower frequency. Same thing with junk food, processed food, ultra processed foods. Our bodies are starting to reject it because our frequency is shifting and changing and growing and evolving, and that means that our systems just don't tolerate it any longer. Um, I'll use myself as an example. When I was younger, I would eat McDonald's. I used to work for Sears, and McDonald's was right outside the door of Sears. And so when you had 15 minutes, that was kind of the quickest thing to go. And so I would eat it most of the days that I was working because that was what was available. And now my body won't tolerate McDonald's at all. I cannot eat it because my body does not um it's not a energetic match to my frequency. So, maybe you've been able to handle those um, you know, bacon cheeseburgers with all the fixings in the past, and now your body is not able to tolerate that. It's because it's asking for a higher vibrational food, returning to whole foods, not the store, but the frequencies of things that have been alive, that have life force energy. And so we want to start introducing those things back into our bodies. Okay. And so those things are going to get you started on clearing your channel so that you're able to tap into your own intuition again. Because when we are putting those things into our bodies, it clogs the pipe. So if you think of a channel as a pipe, when you're having those, let's say, ultra processed foods, you're collecting um, debris in your channel, and the information can't flow through. And so as you start to realize that your body is not holding that information and you cannot process those frequencies any longer, then you're starting to clear out the debris and the information can flow more easily. Okay. So that's a little bit of information for you to help yourself. Also, our diets don't just include the foods and beverages that we're putting into our body. It is also, what are we consuming? What are you consuming on social media? What are you consuming on TV? What are you consuming in your environment? That's all part of it. Okay. So if you do not feel good after watching certain things, like, I thought I was a bit of a badass as a kid, and I would watch all of the scariest movies. Like, the one that comes to my mind the most is Hellraiser, and so I had to prove that I wasn't afraid. And it's not that I'm afraid of these movies now, but my system won't allow me to watch those types of things anymore because it doesn't make me feel good. So really pay attention to how you feel after you are um, on certain social media platforms. If your energy feels drained, if you feel tired, if you feel enraged, that's all of your energy pulling that frequency in, and it's telling you that it doesn't resonate with you any longer. Okay. So, all right. Now we've got my guides that have come through in the last few days and said there is a tsunami of awakening humans right now. And what I get intuitively is, with all of these astrological aspects that I was mentioning before, this is a bit of a catalyst for people to awaken. Now, people have been awakening in waves, especially over the last 14 years. And if you've noticed, consciousness has risen so much in the last 20, 25 years, and it is now more mainstream. Like, if you tried to talk about the channeling galactic civilizations 20 years ago, people would have been looking at you like you're crazy. But now it's more acceptable, and people are understanding that we're not here by ourselves. Now, The rest of 2026 is really about just transmuting the last bits of the matrix. There's a lot of shifts that are happening. So, okay, the tsunami of awakening. I do feel like there's going to be a catalyst, much like the thing that happened in 2001. There are certain things that you can't say on things, so you know what happened in 2001. Um, I don't I don't get it's going to be something to that extreme, but there is going to be something that happens that brings everyone into the awareness that there is forces that are working against our highest good. Um, and there's going to be a lot of shifting that happens within the world leadership. There are certain countries that have been um, not doing what is in the highest good of their citizens, and those leaders are on their way out. Um, you're going to start seeing this happen. And in the US, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, um, we're going to start seeing that we're done with the old guard. We're done. We're done with the billionaire class that's not doing anything to help humanity. Um, we've realized that our highest good is not being taken into consideration. And it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum here, we're choosing new leadership. We are choosing new earth leaders to come in and lead us. We have already one in New York City that is making a lot of good changes. And we also have more that are coming online. And so we know that the systems that have been in place for so long are just broken beyond repair. And there's no looking back to the matrix. The matrix has collapsed. There is a little tiny bit left there, but it is collapsing as we speak. And know that only what is false is falling away right now. There is nothing to fear. And this is very important to observe what is happening, but don't absorb it. You can see that just by recognizing that this is all happening in divine time and divine order, what is falling away is false. And if we can stay in that frequency of what is falling away is false, then we can realize that there's nothing to actually fear. Yes, there is some crazy chaos happening. I'm not denying that. But also, as we choose to live into what is in our highest good, what is bringing us joy and happiness and passion and purpose, and the things that we love, we are we are bringing our own vibration up, but we're also helping to bring the entire vibration of the world up with us. It has a collective impact by us choosing what is bringing us joy and happiness. We are creating the new earth as we go. So when you start falling back into old patterns, just recognize it. Oh, I did that again. I'm going to choose differently. It is a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but every day making one step changes your entire world. And so know that by November, we are building the foundations of New Earth. My guides have used the metaphor. It's like a building implosion. The building collapses upon itself. The dust has to settle, and then remove the debris, and then you can build a solid new foundation. And so by November, we will be at a place where we're clearing most of that debris out of our field, and we're going to be able to start building the new frequencies. There is so much change that is happening, and it does feel discombobulating. So know that there's nothing wrong with you, that it is that we came here now to be here for the Great Awakening. You have a part to play in this. Everyone has a part to play in this. And not everyone is going to be out here doing the work that I do. This is my role in this. Each of us has our own role in this. If you can sit in meditation and just see what comes in, there's a nudge in your heart that's asking you to move forward on something. What is that for you? And it may not make logical sense. One of the biggest things we're here for is to return to our sovereignty, to return to our oneness, to return to our innate knowing and be our authentic self in this world. And you may have noticed that those old programmings from the Matrix are just dropping out of your field. And you may be feeling discombobulated as that happens because what you've always known is falling away. But what is wanting to take its place? The truth, your sovereignty, your authenticity. And so be in open-ended questions about what it is that is your truth. And we all have our own reality. We have our own truths. And so what is it for you? What lights your soul up? And there, when I say they, I'm speaking of my guides that are here to assist in this. When we are feeling that there is a lot of chaos happening, what are the things that you can do to raise your vibration quickly? Maybe you love puppies as much as I do. Start watching some puppy videos, or maybe you like kitties or horses or kids playing, whatever it is, just tune into something like that. And that will start bringing your energy back. Maybe it's a comedy, whatever it is to make you laugh, to bring your vibration back up. And I'm going to put this in a short as well, but I want to just show you a quick way when you don't feel like yourself. It's because we're all empathic. We're all picking up everybody's energy. I use the metaphor that we're all like little lint rollers. We start the day as a new sheet and we walk through our day and we're picking up everybody's energetic particles. And by the end of the day, there's no stick left on our lint rolling sheet. And so we have to clear that energy out of our field and start again. And so the way that I do this, and it's really simple, is just to put your hand on your heart and say, I now return any energy that is not my own to whom and where it belongs with love. And I recall all of my energy and personal power back to me here and now. And that clears everyone else's energy out of your field and it brings your energy back to you. Takes 20 seconds and you can do this anytime that you are feeling that you're not yourself. If you feel like you've picked up a lot of energy that's not your own, you can also ask that any energy that you're holding that isn't yours to send it to source to be recycled. It doesn't really matter which way you go with it. It's just about being cognizant that you're holding energy that's not yours. And that's all of us, all of the time. And so I have clients that put little post-its next to their bed so that they remember to do this on a daily basis. You can put a reminder on your phone to pop up and say, I now return any energy that's not mine and I call mine. However it works for you, go for it. Okay. So, yes, I'm trying to blend in some tools that will help you in your own life to acclimate to higher frequencies. Okay. And so, what am I seeing for the rest of the year? I do see that there is going to be a change in leadership in the US. I would not be surprised if it happens before the eclipses in August. Um, the timing is really hard to nail down. One is because divine timing. There's lessons that we have to learn in order for things to shift. But also, there's medical advancements that are at play as well. And um, through this process, we're learning what is serving us and what is not. And we'll be able to shore things up um, in our system where we don't get to this place again. And there's going to be an end to the WAR in the country that starts with R and the one that starts with U. And that I feel is happening between now and the eclipse season as well. There's just so much shifting that's going to happen. I do see that there's going to be a lot of weather events. We will have a super El Nino. I do see a lot of places on fire. I do see a lot of flooding and tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes. Mama Earth has to allow her energy that she's been holding. So she's been absorbing all of our negative energy for eons. And so she's got to let it go in order to continue in her ascension. Just like we have to clear our energetic fields of the energies that don't serve us any longer in order to raise our vibration. So we're going to see more volcanic and seismic activity. And she had brought through last year at spring equinox that everyone needs to have a preparedness kit. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, and it's nothing to fear. It is just to be prepared in case. It doesn't matter where you are. It is just a good practice to have a preparedness kit. This is not saying something's going to happen where you live. It is just be prepared in case. And nothing that I bring through is to bring fear, it is to bring awareness. And so as these things start shifting over the next few months, and the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty intense in these shifting, don't fall into fear. We don't want to feed the fear. We don't want to feed into the last bits of the matrix that are trying to hold on. We want to feed the new earth, the frequencies that we're ascending into. We want to help to anchor those frequencies in faster. And by allowing ourselves to realize that the matrix was holding us back, it was holding us down, and it's not, it's no longer in control. And so we can return to more of our free will now. Um, so there's a lot of good things that are about to happen. Yes, there's going to be some more chaos. We can't get around it because we have to work through it in order to get to the other side of this. And what's on the other side of this is the new earth. And it is so much better than we could even imagine. There is a return of the divine feminine. And I did a transmission for the divine feminine rising. It's on my website. You can go check it out. Um, and it's an hour and 20 minutes. So it is channeled through the order of the divine feminine with the ascended masters of the feminine frequency. And so whether it's white buffalo woman, Sekhmet, um, uh, Kuan Yin, Joan of Arc, there are so many that came through to help bring that vibration back into our collective and into the earth. We're returning to the divine feminine that will be the dominant frequency. And with that, it is making sure that everyone is taken care of. So we'll see a major decline in those that are unhoused. We will see that more people are fed. We will see that we are turning to more holistic ways instead of the um, the cycle of eating the foods that make us sick, to have to take the medicine, to have the surgeries, to go to the gym. All of the, it's a whole system that has been in place, and that's going to start falling away. Um, our bodies are just starting to realize that it's time to let those things go so that we can return to our sovereignty. And um, okay, so as the divine feminine rises, we come back into oneness, to sovereignty, to our authentic self, where everyone is taken care of. Think universal health care, making sure that when children go to school, they are fed. In California, we make sure that the kids are fed. There's universal preschool and TK, and so you can kind of look at California to see kind of the way in which we're going. And I'm not saying that California is perfect, it's not, but we have a lot of things in place that are the new earth frequency. Okay. And so um, there's so much good coming. And I know it is extremely hard right now to be a human on this planet at this time, but we all volunteered to be here to architect the new earth. And like I said, we all have a part to play in that. And so know that whatever you're feeling called to, that's your own personal path. If you need assistance, come check out what I have to offer. My website is thelightheals.com. I am going to start a new class starting next Wednesday, July 15th, and it is called The Expanse. And this is 12 weeks where I will be bringing through transmissions to clear out those outdated old frequencies, the matrix energies, helping you raise your vibration to learn ways in which you can help yourself in your own evolution and your transformation. If you're sick and tired of being stuck in a loop, in a cycle, come check it out, because this is going to help you to really step into your next level. And this is kind of a foundational class. Anyone can come. It's 1 hour per week on Wednesdays from July 15th to September 30th. It's from 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. And you can figure out what that time is for you, where you are. All of the replays will be there. There's private community. And so if you can't make it live, don't worry, you have the replay. And if you are enrolled, your energy is included in the transmissions. And so if you're not on, you're still getting that um, transmission when you are a part of it. So when we go into that, I go into a channeling where we clear, first of all, we ground because everyone needs to ground their energy. Then we clear out the outdated energies and then we activate the new energies, the higher consciousness, the dormant DNA, the frequencies that are ready to come online, the ancient wisdom that you have. If you've noticed, there's a lot of ancient wisdom coming back online right now because we're ready for it. And so, whether it's finding ancient artifacts or newly discovered ancient places, that's all part of the ancient wisdom coming back online. And so we're having all of this transformation happen, and this class is going to help you to be able to process all of this change that's happening. And it's going to help set you up for a new reality for yourself. If you want to feel better in your body, if you want to feel lighter and more able to process what's happening in the world, come check it out because it is very affordable for a 12-week class with me. My guides wanted me to be able to help as many people as possible. And so I invite you to come check it out. And again, my website is thelightheals.com. I'll drop a link for the class in here. And I do have a free quantum reset that is on my website as well. And this is a nervous system reset. It helps to elevate your entire system to, kind of clear out the 3D outdated old energies and awaken the 5D frequencies, also known as the new earth. So those are interchangeable. And it really does help just clear your system and awaken you. And it is 22 minutes long, so it's very digestible. Most people can fit 20 minutes into their day. And by putting your frequency first, by the way, it shifts your entire reality. And so if you are someone who doesn't feel like they can fit that into their schedule, I invite you to have it be the first thing that you do in your day. Whether it is listening to that or doing your own meditation, whether it's just 5 minutes, just starting your day with tapping into your own energy and centering yourself is going to make a huge difference in your life. And I'm also going to do a short to show you how to ground your energy. So know that that is also coming. Okay, so I'm just looking, I had written down a few notes just to make sure that I didn't forget anything because there's so much that wants to come through. Okay, so there is huge energetic transformation underway. And by the end of the year, it's not going to be the same reality that we've been living in over the last, um, you know, year and a half or so. Everything is going to shift. And one thing I want to bring through about timelines is they shift. We have free will. And so timelines shift depending on what we're choosing. Um, the way that I typically explain timelines is say you have option A and option B. Let's say you choose option B. Option A goes away and options C and D open up. And then let's say you choose D, C goes away and E and F open up. And so timelines are constantly shifting. And that's why it's so hard, especially right now as we are shifting away from the matrix and into the new earth. It's really hard to tie them down because everything is moving so fast. And I also want to just mention that the way that we experience time has shifted. We used to experience a 24-hour day. Well, that 24-hour day, now we experience it as 2 hours. And so what was we used to feel was 24-hour one day is now 12 days. And so if you feel like you can't keep track of time, uh, I can't keep track of time at all. Um, it's because we are experiencing it differently. We are moving out of the construct of human time and acclimating more into universal time. And so the way that we experience it is shifting completely. And that's why, you'll think it's been one day and it's been a week. Or how is it July 6th already? I mean, seriously, wasn't it just Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever? Pick your day. I don't know what's happened to the last year and a half. Um, so just know that we're all in this together. We're all going to be okay. Um, oh, they're reminding me. Okay, so back in 2021, when my guide started bringing through about this shift into New Earth, they told me that a third of the population wasn't coming along for the ride. And I couldn't grasp what it meant at that time. All I was being shown was this bright, luminous new earth arising out of our current earth and well, sorry, we're now in new earth. So the earth that we have always experienced, I was seeing it as a hologram. And that's how I see spirit. And so I was like, it's interesting. Here's this bright, shiny new earth. And then there's this hologram of the earth that we have always known. And I couldn't figure out what happens to the third of the people who don't come along for the ride. And so, what I have been told is that people are finding ways out. And so, there are people who have left in many different ways, whether it's a mass event or, well, I mean, a lot of them are mass events, but some of them are self-chosen ways out. And so some people are just choosing to leave prior to New Earth really anchoring in. And we are all on our own evolutionary path within our consciousness. And so we all have to graduate each grade. If you think about it like school, we go from kindergarten to first grade and so on. Okay. And so some of these souls have chosen that they're not going to go past and graduate right now. They want to go back and redo the grade. And so, because Earth has ascended into her next level of consciousness, the people who have chosen that they're not going to ascend into the next consciousness with us. And if you are listening to this, you are along for the ride. Don't worry, you're not going anywhere. Um, they're going to go back to source. They're going to do their life review. They're going to make a new full blueprint of what they want to do in their next incarnation. But they're not coming back to Earth because Earth is no longer a 3D planet. So they have to go incarnate on a planet that is a frequency that is a match to their consciousness. Now, that doesn't, we all have soul family, we all have our soul bonds and everything. Know that we can't choose for other people. We cannot change other people. They have to choose it for themselves. And so if they have it in their soul contract that they are not coming along for the ride, we have to honor their soul choice. They're going to go back and do what they need to do, just as you are going to do what you need to do in your own incarnation, on your life path, on your soul mission. Um, you're going to complete the soul mission. You're going to go back and you're going to have your own life review, and then you're going to set out a new soul blueprint for your next round. So now that I know that New Earth is a frequency, we know that in the law of attraction, like attracts like. Well, we also know that vibrational matches, if you take um, tuning forks, if they're not in attunement, they're going to repel each other, right? And so that's just kind of the energy of it, is that we're moving through and rising into a higher consciousness. And what is no longer a vibrational match is going to fall away. Just like anything that's false is falling away from the matrix right now. And that's why my guides bring through that we all need to focus on what brings us joy and happiness, what lights up our soul, what do we have passion about, what is our purpose, living towards that. And I know many of you are thinking, I have no idea what my purpose is. I've been trying to figure that out. And for most of us, it's to live life to the fullest, to experience what it is to be a human, because we're only here for so long. And so book the vacation. If you want to go skydiving, go skydiving. Whatever it is that your soul has been asking you to do, go and do it. And I'll be doing some more videos, so you'll be able to, um, I'll bring through some information about how to work with money to create the opportunities and all of that as well. Um, but so going back to the split, you may have felt that there's a lightness that is in our collective now. Yes, there's still crazy stuff happening, but also there's kind of this peace that has come in. And so we're on the other side of that choice. And so some more people are going to exit. Um, they're going to find ways, and they can still be here on this planet as we're going through this ascension process. But it's kind of like, mm, um, in um, TV shows or movies, there's the background characters. It's kind of, that's how I'm shown that people who are not choosing to move through ascension, they're kind of going to become background characters. Um, and know that they're all working through it just like we all are. We all have the things that are on our minds and on our hearts that are um, really hard for us to work through. But with every choice we make, with every day that passes, we get to choose again. And no decision is ever permanent. Like I was saying, you have timelines, option A, option B. When you make a choice and you don't prefer the choice you make, you just make a new choice. So don't worry about making the wrong choice. There is no wrong. It's just a choice. And every moment you can make a new choice. So we're all working towards the evolution of our souls. And there's a lot of shifting that is going to happen over the next few months. And 2027 changes everything. Disclosure is going to happen. Real disclosure, not anything false. Um, and that's nothing to be afraid of either. It's not like the Hollywood movies. We're all evolving, we're growing, we're doing our best. And just by choosing what lights you up, you're working through your own ascension. And again, if you would like assistance in that, come and talk to me. I have free discovery calls. I have things on my website that can assist you that are as little as free to mentorship with me, where we work one-on-one together to work through whatever it is that you're going through, to step into your next level, to change your reality. Um, I'm here to support you. My guides have asked that I do more of these YouTubes and all of that to help humanity move through this with more ease and to be more visible. And um, I'm a Leo with Jupiter in Leo, and Jupiter just moved into Leo. So they're asking me to move forward in my own, sorry, um, in the way that I show up to assist humanity, because I have been doing this work for my entire life. And I left corporate to do this. So if you don't know my story, I worked in, so I have a degree in psychology. I went into accounting. I had a corporate accounting position. I founded a company and did my first paid reading for a client on Leap Day of 2020. And by the end of 2020, founded the Light Heals. And while I was still working corporate full time, I was doing this on the side, and my guides were pushing me out of corporate because that is not my sole mission. That's not what I'm here for. That was what I was programmed into. And so, through the clearing of the energies, I was finally able to make the leap. And in 2021, I left corporate for good. And I have just been here helping humanity and helping souls step into their own authentic mission and their soul's purpose, and changing life after life. Clients go on to start their own businesses. Um, whether it's displaying their art, creating programs, creating AI, creating soul led businesses. Not everyone's an entrepreneur like I am, but that is a lot of the work that I've been doing, is to help others step into their entrepreneurship, but also just in general to up level their reality, to know that there is hope, that they can stand in their personal power, that they can speak their truth, that they can really have the life that they choose to have. And so, if you're ready to do some of this work, I invite you to come and check out what I have to offer. I am here to support you, and I love you. We're going to get through this, and it's going to be okay. For now, I'm going to close the channel, and I thank you for watching this video. I will be back for more. Take care.